Hello, everybody. Welcome to Absolver. I don't even know how to fucking describe this game. I have played 3 or 4 hours on my own character. And I want to try out the other styles. So we're gonna make a new character, and I'm gonna just kind of show you how the game starts, that sort of thing. I've already done the tutorial, so it feels kind of weird, doing this. Oh Jesus. Cool. Jesus Christ, alright. So, I'm gonna have to restart that intro. Probably not, though, because I'm a shitty YouTuber. I may just keep that in. I had my phone on and somebody called me. Alright, so, let me explain how this is working. So basically you have a character creation system. It's not very in-depth. This is your skin color. I'm just going for not completely black. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't... I'm not gonna get into a race here, but I definitely wouldn't want to play like a African American character. Because this is a role playing game and I want to feel like I'm in the game. Alright, cool. Jesus. This is a shitstorm, isn't it? You'd think after, like, what is it? It's been 8 months, almost a year after starting YouTube, I would get better, but I have not. So this is your sex. You can change male to female. Your haircut, I just go in with the simple one, and your hair color. This is where it actually matters. So there's 3 different combat styles that you can start off with. There is a 4th combat style that's hidden. I don't know how you unlock it. I haven't played that far into the game, but it's there. It's Drunken Fist, by the way. If anybody knows what that is, it's very interesting. So each combat style, you start off with a certain amount of stats, and you start off with a certain amount of combat moves. This game is all about building your own combat moves, different kicks, different punches. You can build your own deck, and you can use those in combat. I'd like to state for the fact that you can unlock all combat moves in this game. Just because you start off with a certain combat style, it does not mean that you can't unlock moves from other classes. You can unlock Drunken Fist moves. You can unlock other things. You can unlock moves from other classes. So, I started off on top of them having a certain stat star, on top of each combat style starting off with certain stats. They also start off with a special ability. The Forsaken special ability is a parry. They can kind of block the next attack and stun the opponent for a short time. It gives you an opening window. I thought that this was going to be the most broken thing ever because I've parried. I got really good at parrying in Dark Souls. It is not like that at all. It's actually not very good, in my opinion. So that's my other character. That's the character that I've played 3 or 4 hours on. So I'm not going to do this character because I've already seen him all the time. This combat style is the cult method. It mainly improves strength and vitality. The active ability is absorb. You basically can dismiss the stun of the attack. When you kind of aim with the right stick, you can kind of go into like a block mode, and you'll still take damage, but you won't be knocked back or stunned. On top of that, the lost health that you lose when you block and absorb the damage, you can hit them and gain it back. It's a bit like Bloodborne. The last one is Windfall, and the special ability here is Avoid. They can kind of like dodge attacks and slow it down when they dodge it. If you can see, they're kind of giving you like a preview in the window down there. So there's that. The Drunken Fist ability, apparently, you can kind of like stagger towards in a direction and do special moves. I don't know how you're supposed to unlock it. I'm going to play this, though. I'm going to play the cult method. This seems cool. This seems like a Kung Fu and Tai Chi sort of fast attacks, but like they don't really hurt very hard. This is kind of, it seems, I don't know, Krav Maga maybe? It feels like this was probably the heavy hitter attacks. And I've tried out this, and I wasn't a huge fan. So we're going to hit next. We're going to complete our character. And, I don't know. Come up with a name. I don't think it matters too much. You know what I liked about Fallout 4? Like, one of the few things that I actually enjoyed about Fallout 4 is that they have, like, a predetermined list of names that, like, your handyman in the game can actually, like, detect you by. Like, if you use the word Connor and you spell it a certain way, you can, what's it? I forget, Wentworth? Is that his name in Fallout 4? He'll actually call you by your name. So, like, I guess that the voice actor, like, they had like, the voice actor for the handyman, like, read off 700 different names. It's kind of useful. So this is the intro of the game. From what I can tell, there isn't a whole lot of story behind it. You're kind of training to be an absolver, which is a guardian of the world. They're like, I'm not exactly sure what exactly they do. Maybe they'll go into detail. But I guess your character was just kind of standing there, and this guy came up to you and kind of picks you or something. Not sure why. So, I mean, there isn't a whole lot of story in this game. I'll explain exactly what your objective is, and once we get to the altar. I'm also going to speed through the tutorial. I also have no idea what the hell is happening. I don't know what this is. They never explain this. And this is where shit gets weird, by the way. So you give your weird mask to the floating ghost spirit, and then you put the mask on, and shit happens. As in, you have an LSD acid vision, and you wake up in the middle of nowhere. Ta-da! Delightful. That is how the game starts. I'm not shitting you. That's legitimately how the game starts. So, first off, right off the bat, I have DLC because I bought the game. So I'm going to equip some of my DLC stuff. I have a cool red mask. I also have this weird labyrinth mask. But I'm going to put on the red mask. I'm going to put on these. I'm going to put on these. And I'm going to put on my shoulders. Might as well use the DLC if I have it, right? So click the left stick to run. I'll explain the combat system in a minute here. It's a little wonky and it's a little hard to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's actually really fun. Sorry, I just woke up. I wanted to record this video as soon as possible. I wanted to stream, by the way, but I can't seem to find a way to add a noise gate to my mic. So I don't want to stream with people like listening to my shitty background music. I'm normally edited out, is the issue. So, they teach you how to lock on. You click the right R1 or the bumper to lock onto targets, and you can switch between targets by holding down R1 and using the right stick to switch targets. Left stick will obviously move you around in a combat stance. Square are your sequence attacks. These are... I'll explain how the combat system works. Your sequence attacks work like this. You have 4 different stances. You have 4 stances depending on your direction to the opponent. And they explain that right here. You see in the bottom they have this little like how do I explain it? They have this little like omnidirectional thing, and you can hold on RT, which is the trigger, and you can hit the right stick to just kind of switch your stance. And depending on where you are, you have different attacks. So if facing backwards and to the left of them, you'll have like a kick like this. Facing backwards and to the right of them, you'll have a kick. You'll have a hit like that. Facing forward, you'll have a kind of a jab. And that you'll have a break attack. You can see if it's a break attack, it'll break their guard. It has that red kind of like hue on the fist. That's useful. Your triangle, which are your strong attacks, the ones that hit very, very hard, those are dependent on what stance you're in, what your direction is to the enemy. So if you're facing like this, you'll have a different hit like this, but your sequence attacks are still mostly the same. Your sequence attacks change a little bit depending on your stance, but for the most part, sequence attacks are not meant to do a whole lot of damage. They're meant to chain up a combo. Whenever you use a sequence attack, you can see every so often, I don't think I have any equipped, or at least they're not good equipped. Your sequence attacks are supposed to switch your stance automatically into like different stances. So you're able to chain together moves. You have to do it manually with the right stick if you want. But yeah. So it's very, very complicated. It's a very in-depth technical combat system. It's very hard to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's amazingly fun. Trust me. Also, some attacks have a special property. As I showed you before, breaking attacks can break down doors, and they'll also break people's guards. So here's where the actual combat begins. So you can guard with it with L2. Let me explain how guard works. God damn it. Somebody's calling me. So when you guard somebody, you'll block all damage, but you'll also lose a lot of stamina. If they hit you with a strong attack, you'll lose a lot more stamina than usual. So you gotta be careful. You can also feint. If you attack and then immediately block, you'll do a feint like this. You see kind of like there's like a shadow thing. You can kind of trick your opponent into thinking you're going to attack. It's kind of useful. So now I'm going to beat the crap out of her. So it's kind of satisfying. Alright, I'm going to cut here and I'm going to take my call. Sorry about that. Jesus Christ, this episode is a fucking shitstorm. Should have been this. We'll break this down. I don't think there's anything even in... Oh, there's a person in here. So it's really kind of hard to get used to, is the whole thing. Is that it's weirdly difficult to get used to this combat system. But once you get used to it, it's really fun. So part of the game is you have to be able to fight multiple enemies at once. There is friendly fire. Every enemy can hit each other. There's a social system online. If you see other players, it's kind of it works. It's hard to describe the system. I'm sure other games have done it before, but the system works in that if other players are like in the area around you and they're online, they can join. You can like see them in game and you can join their game. You can also start fighting them. You'll see them like in the world, and if you can like request cooperation with them. And if you do, and they accept it, you can, like, fight together and you're kind of green, and I think you share experience and that sort of thing. But if you don't, and you want to fight them, you can, like, ask for a duel and stuff like that. But you'll see players just in the world, like, just, like, walking around. If they're in the same area as you and they're connected to the internet, we can see them around. The issue is that I think the servers crashed. I was playing online last night, but after, I think around 9 o'clock at night, the servers kind of took a shit. So, I don't think that the servers are on right now. My internet is spotless. My internet's fine. It's not my internet, trust me. It's them. So, yeah. I don't know. It's kind of hard to get used to. I'm used to playing Dark Souls and fighting games where you lock onto an enemy and you kind of like circle around them. And I'm used to this kind of combat style. Other people probably aren't. So, I'll explain other things along the way. Again, my class thing is I have this block. See, I have this block thing where I lost the health, but I wasn't staggered from it. So I kind of turn blue and I kind of like brace myself for the impact. If that white health, you see how they hit each other. I'll try it right here. You see, I'll brace myself. Use the right stick for it. See, you brace it, and you see we have white health up in the top left instead of like the health just being gone. You can actually gain it back if you punch people. The other thing that I don't think I said is that if you kill somebody, you get a large chunk of your health back. So it's far better for you to like focus on one enemy and get them down. That way you get the health back. Don't try to hit multiple enemies at once. Don't try to do any of that. Honestly, you should just find an enemy that you want to kill and then fight them. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the multiple on the 3 against 1 combat, because that happens sometimes. You'll be walking around and 3 people will attack you at once. But this absorb thing isn't actually that cool. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this absorb thing. I thought it'd be better. I may try to go for the Windfall actually, because this isn't that cool. I mean, I'm sure I'm just using it wrong, but it feels a little awkward. So as I was saying earlier, there is friendly fire, and you did see that when those 2 people hit each other, there is friendly fire. There's a boss over here. So same thing with you. If you're in a co-op and you're in a co-op mode and you can hit the other person, you can and you will hit the other person. So I typically like switch off. I typically like if they're out of stamina and they're gonna back off, I step in. And typically, smart people will back off. They're like, "All right, I'm gonna let this guy do his thing," right? Fucking Christ. I'm getting the shit kicked out of me because I'm trying to comment and focus and talk at the same time. This is a fucking nightmare. Also, this guard absorb is a lot worse than I thought it was. Maybe I'm just timing it wrong. Yeah, I'm definitely timing it wrong. I'm trying to use it. I really am trying to use this thing. Trust me, I'm trying to use it. I'm not shit at this game. I don't know. I kind of want to play as the Windfall now. Yeah, I just beat the tutorial. That was the end of the tutorial. I'm gonna keep this character just in case I'm gonna stream, and somebody wants to somebody wants to see me play using a block character. But for the most part, I think I'm going to stop and save. I'm gonna get to this first altar. So you'll talk to this guy. This is kind of like I don't know, the Crestfallen Knight from the Dark Souls games. He kind of gives you tips, like actually useful tips. You can meditate and practice your combat deck. I'll explain that in a minute. Let me get to this first. I'll skip ahead, and I'll beat the crap out of these guys using the new. Yeah, you can see the friendly fire here. I should be blocking is what I should be doing. Yeah, see, I'm not a huge fan of the multiple combat things. Because there isn't really a reliable way to hit multiple people at once, besides like knowing where your sweeping kick is in your stance, and trying to like sweep kick everybody at once. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'm not a huge fan of the 3-on-1 combat. All right, so I don't know why you're able to move in this cutscene. You shouldn't be able to. So this cutscene plays. Then you get to. It kind of skips you ahead, I think, to the altar. And the altars are kind of like checkpoints. I don't think you can teleport to them yet. I don't know if that's a thing you get later in the game. But whenever you go to an altar, you get all your health back. And I think you're safe or something. I don't know. I think people stop spawning. The game will not generate other players while you're at an altar or something. So it stops you from being like get the shit kicked out of you while you're meditating or something. I'm gonna let this cutscene play. I think you just walk to the city. The game's beautiful. It definitely has a weird aesthetic to it. It didn't try too hard to be pretty. It just is, you know. They put a lot of detail on the characters, but not a lot of detail on like anything else, which is, you know, kind of cool. It's an interesting way to do it. Because in Dark Souls, there's detail in everything. Like the buildings, you can see the individual cracks in the windows and shit like that, but this game doesn't have that. Just the characters are detailed. So, I'm going to get to this first altar. I'm going to run ahead and get to the first altar. And then I will stop. I'll make another character. And I'll make him Windfall this time. I'll make him, he'll have the dodge ability. Because I'm not a huge fan of this absorbing thing, actually. I thought it was like super overpowered. But like it only lasts like a half a second, you know what I mean? It's very hard to use. I think the Windfall is going to be easiest to use. So we'll see. So activate this altar. And I'll explain what happens when I come back with another character. Okay, I tried out the Windfall. Really not a huge fan of that one. I feel like the block is way easier to use than the dodge mechanic. I'm not even gonna go into like detail of how the Windfall works. So I'm just gonna go on my actual character, the one that I'm probably gonna beat the game with and do a whole lot of stuff with. I think I've just taken the parry for granted. I mean, I have gotten a parry off a couple of times. It's just really hard to use. So this is my actual character. I have beaten a lot of the... So I feel like I need to explain exactly the goal of the game. Basically, you go to that altar and then you talk to that guy, and there's a guy in front of that altar, and he says basically this: you need to hunt down a bunch of people in this area. You need to hunt down 6 marked ones, which are just like tougher than normal people, and then you need to hunt down, I think, 4 or 5. Yeah, it's right here. This is the thing. This guy will talk to about it. Yes. So basically, he shows you a map, and these dots basically represent enemies that you have to kill. Or I think enemies that you have killed. So I basically cleared out that entire top right area. And right now we're here in the bottom right in that circle with the pillar, the trapezoid thing. So basically you have to go around and hunt down the bosses, which are these other people, along with the marked ones. There are 6 marked people. So you basically need to go around and hunt down these special targets. And that's the whole game. That's it. Nothing else. That's it. That's the entire game. So, I mean, it seems like it's very short because I've only played 3 or 4 hours and I've already cleared out half of the bosses. I don't know if there's like a new game plus or if the main draw of the game is PvP or what. But I don't know. We'll see. So now I'm going on to the other area, and I have not been here before. I don't know what this is. I don't know what enemies are here. I don't think the enemies change. I think just their fighting styles change. So I'll show you how the parry works. I'll try to get one off. It's very difficult in my opinion. I feel like you have to have like amazing reflexes to get this to work. So I'm gonna try to get a parry off of this guy. Oh, there's 2 of them. All right, let me kill one. Fucking mind? And I have no fucking stamina. Haha. Alright, cool. I'm gonna get a parry off on this one then. You'll know if it works. That was bad. Alright, I'm getting the shit kicked out of me. I need to fucking get out of here. Alright, switch to the actual stance, and I'm gonna try to get a parry off. Got one. You see that? So you basically stun them, and you have a split second to attack. And you should not obviously just spam your abilities, your blocks or your guards or your dodges or your parries. That's bad. First off, it leaves you wide open, which is not good. So yeah, being wide open in this game is not good. It makes you very predictable, and if you're predictable, you're gonna get fucked. So I try not to use the parry if I can. Something that you should probably know is that I didn't use the guard for a long time. I didn't use the guard for a very long time, and it was bad. Like, I was like, oh, I don't need a guard. Guarding probably is bad for you. It's not. You have to be able to guard in combat. You can see right now, I'm not even using the guard. I'm guarding very little, and I should be guarding a lot more. There's a lot of people in this forest. So, alright, so that's most of it down. I'm trying to think of what I've missed in the combat mechanics. I'll go into the combat deck here in a minute. You can see these dots with the different moves. I'll explain what those are right now. Basically, I said earlier that you guys can find, you guys can learn all of the combat moves in the game, and that's absolutely true. And this is how you do it. Did I get these new? I'm not a huge fan of those. Yeah, I like these better. Basically, you learn new moves by blocking them and being hit by them. You'll see. If I don't have a move, watch. If I get hit by it, see? You see that experience thing that I have up in the corner? That is basically them. That is you slowly learning the move. Your dodges is a lot of. You see, now you're slowly gaining XP towards that move that you don't know. So basically, it needs to be a mix of hey, I need to learn some new combat moves by fighting people, but if you die, you'll also lose all that experience that you learn towards that move. So, it's a kind of a balancing act. You need to stay in combat long enough to learn moves, but you also need to not die. So, I don't know. It's kind of difficult to get the hang of. I'm trying to block as much as possible, that way I learn new moves, while also trying to beat them up. There are weapons in this game, and I'll go over them in a minute. So you may notice that I have these like shards around my backside. I also have things along the bottom left. Those are abilities. You can basically assign abilities that you unlock from killing the bosses or the marked ones. So right now, you start off with a heal. Heal is very useful. Costs 2 shards. You use it, you'll heal a little bit. You also heal a lot when you start hitting people, if you manage to get heals off. You basically like turn red, and as long as you're red and you hit people, you'll heal rapidly. You'll heal a lot. It's a really useful ability, and that's why you should never take it off. However, you will lose the healing phase. You will stop healing when you hit people, if you get hit. So you need to be able to like stay in combat, not get hit while you also heal. It's really interesting and difficult. You unlock Shockwave, you just kind of like push everybody back around you. I'm not a huge fan of that one. Gravity is very useful. I just unlocked it off the boss I just killed. You basically stun your target, and you also increase their weight. Weight is a very important thing in this game. If you're too heavy, you don't do nearly enough damage with your some of your moves don't do enough damage. You also use more stamina when you dodge, and your stamina regen is also hampered. So I think it's just like Dark Souls, in that if you're wearing too much and you're too heavy, you won't be able to dodge as efficiently. And I prefer to dodge, as you've seen before. I'm not a huge fan of blocking, but blocking is a vital aspect of this game. You may notice I also have another ability up on the D-pad. Those are my weapons. You're able to have. They only have 2 weapons unlocked right now in the game. They're supposed to. I'll use these as I walk along, and I'll explain. So basically, weapons you unlock if you find them on a boss. Certain bosses will drop certain weapons. I unlocked this guy off a dude in the Coliseum who used them. So I killed him, and I basically took his weapons. So yeah, when you have the weapons unlocked and you have them equipped, you can't have them open out all the time. They'll see how there's like a bar to the left of that of my weapon skill. That's durability. If you get hit or you use the weapons, you will lose durability. And once they break, you have to resummon them again. You can only summon them if you have all 3 of your shards. And shards are what you use to power your abilities. You get shards by getting hit or getting hits off on the enemy. You can only hold up to 3 shards. You can increase how fast you recharge the shards by upgrading your will. There's like a stat system involved. It's super complicated, and I'm not a huge fan of the shard system, but that's how they choose to do magic in this game. So there are a lot of enemies in the swamp. So I'm going to try to not pull as many as possible. Jesus Christ. Some of the AI I'm not a huge fan of. Like, the AI is actually like really good for some reason. I'm not a huge fan of it. I hate blockers. Especially because the AI is able to predict when you're going to hit. Like, the AI is probably the best, like, fighting in this game. There is PvP, and I'll explain the PvP in a little bit, and I'll probably do a couple of rounds. But the AI is definitely, like, a good learner. If you can beat the AI and you can beat the game, you can probably beat most of the PvP players. The AI is nothing to laugh at. The AI will mess you up if you're not careful. So, yeah. So you see how I earned a shard, and I have that you have, like, 3 black rocks. One of the rocks along the side of my ass is glowing now, so I have 1 shard available. You need both of my abilities to use 2 shards. I'll show off the heal here in a minute. You may also notice that your stamina bar has a bit of a Oh, I knocked one into the water. Your stamina bar has a like a golden bar along the side of it. If you hit again, if you manage to get off an attack and you press a button, when that bar is you'll see it here. You see there's like a bar towards the end of my stamina bar. There's like 2 triangles or whatever. If you do an attack right as in the golden zone, you'll see that it turns gold, sort of. If you do an attack there, you'll actually your attack animation will cancel and you'll immediately do the attack. So there's a bit of a technicality going on here where you want to make sure that you attack right in the zone. That way your attack recovery is completely killed off. So my gloves are about to break, but I have all 3 of my shards. So ideally, you should have your weapons on at all times. And you get your weapon on at all times by constantly fighting enemies like this. These are just NPCs. See that my weapons broke. These are just NPCs. These are just like bots. These are just computers fighting you. And this is how you're probably gonna get most of your XP. You can, I think you can like get to a high level just by doing PvP. I can't imagine why you would do that. That seems absurdly complicated and not useful at all. I mean, I guess if you're experienced in the game, it wouldn't... Oh, I'm gonna fall down. I'm gonna die. Jesus Christ. Nothing I can do there. Probably lost all the experience I just gained from fighting people. You don't lose your levels like in Dark Souls. You don't lose You don't lose anything towards, like, you don't lose anything towards getting to the next level. And there's a leveling system that I will explain a little bit here. I want to get that Cairn. Yeah, I'll explain a little bit. You will lose your skill towards learning new moves though, which is kind of annoying, especially when shit like that happens. Stuff that you're not really in control of. So I thought that was like I thought that was just a ledge. You know what I mean? I thought that like there was ground underneath, but there was not. So you may notice that I'm not doing my parries at all, and I probably won't parry at all unless I'm fighting online in a PvP match. Because there's really no point. The NPCs are kind of unpredictable, in my opinion. Hey, I got a parry off. As I was just like I wasn't gonna parry. I don't know. I wanted to test myself. So I don't know. It's kind of weird seeing this, and it's kind of hard to get used to alternative moves and sequence moves and that sort of thing. No, you're not allowed to heal. Get over here. I hate the leash range on these mobs, though. That's the one gripe I have about this game. Is that if you walk 2 feet from where the mobs want to be, they'll just run back and regain their health. You know? So, I don't know. It's kind of annoying to dealing with that. Oh, good. 2 people at once. Delightful. I'm going to try out my gravity on this guy. Jesus Christ. Fuck you. Fuck you and everything you stand for. Dirtbags. Jesus Christ. I should be blocking a lot more than I am. That's because I'm not blocking. I say as he uses the break move and breaks my block in 1 hit. Okay. If the enemies hit each other enough, they will turn. They will go hostile towards each other. Dodging uses a lot of stamina. That's the one thing I do not like about this game. Is that dodging uses like literally like a third of your stamina bar. It's fucking ridiculous. Literally, there's no reason for you not to block. Like that's how bad the stamina regen is in this game. Immediately lost my health. Cool. I don't know. Maybe I've only played this game for a couple of hours and I'm just complaining about shit at this point. But it's a little difficult fighting against multiple enemies at once. One enemy I have no problem with. I've never lost on a one-on-one before. But I have lost 2-on-2s before and three on. I have lost 3-on-1s before and 2-on-1s. Because it's just so annoying. I'm gonna try to parry her and get off a parry again so you guys can see it. Got it. Cool. Delightful. Totally not upset that I just got gangbanged. Totally not upset. Alright, here's an altar. I'll activate the altar real quick. Except, I don't know if the enemies are going to respawn. I want to get this cairn. So the cairns are basically like, you see the piles? You see there's like a pile of rocks over there? There's an item in there. So that's my gravity ability, by the way. That's my gravity ability. It increases their weight and also stuns them. Okay, here we go. There we go. Alright, I'm getting the shit kicked out of me because I have to talk at the same time. Tier Chief Pants. I wish that the items would not repeat. I think I have about 7 pairs of Tier Chief Pants. Yeah, that would be 1. Actually, no. I don't think I have these. I have Tier Trousers. I have a couple of those. I don't actually have these. This seems really good. Huh. I kind of like the iron. if your mobility goes down, you won't do as much damage. But the damage is all the stats in this game are very minimal. That was something that I was kind of upset by when I started playing. I was like, man, leveling up doesn't feel nearly as powerful. There isn't like diminished returns or anything like there is in Dark Souls. In Dark Souls, if you level up at one stat for a couple of times, you have really, really big stat bonuses up to a certain level. Like, you can't just level up your health the entire time. It's not good for you. Because you have diminished returns. You'll slowly get less and less stats for each level up. But this game does not have that. This game just is flat bonuses, I think. So, strength increases certain abilities. Obviously, strength can't hurt. This strength obviously is really good. Some of my attacks have dexterity on them. You can see that it's just like Dark Souls in that there's a scaling system on all your attacks. You can see in the bottom left, all my attacks are scaled with C, which means that all of them increase. Mobility also is like a factor, and that's how much you weigh, which I think is really interesting. If you weigh too much, you're going to lose a lot of damage. I think that's interesting. But you can see in the bottom left that I have scaling systems. And because all of them are the same scaling, it doesn't matter if I level up strength or dexterity. I'm just leveling up strength because I seem to be better at like heavy kicks and jabs and punches and stuff like that. Stuff that relies on strength. I'm not a huge fan of like short, quick hits. So endurance is your maximum stamina. Vitality is your health. Dexterity is a damage bonus. Strength is a damage bonus. Will is how fast you store tension. Which is the shards. I wish that you were able to have more than 3 shards. It's just what I want to know. So yes. Also here you can go in your combat deck, and you can practice basically your combat deck, and you can switch between. So I said before that there's only 2 weapons released right now. Obviously, most of the games you're going to be fighting with your fist like this. You also have the war gloves, which I have. They increase your damage, I think, and I think they also increase your health because like you have like more protection or something, I guess. The thing that you need to notice is that the war gloves do not have a different moveset. The war gloves use the same moveset as your fists do, except you can have a different moveset on the war fists. So they basically have the same moves stored, but you can have a different deck for your war fists, your metal gloves. The last weapon they have is a sword, and swords have a completely different moveset. Completely different. And I haven't found a sword yet, or else I'd be using the sword. So yeah. So those are they only have 2 weapons available right now. Is the swords and the war fists. I assume that they're gonna release more eventually, which I'm really excited for. I want to use like a bow staff. I think that'd be really cool. So when you're in fist mode, you can edit your combat deck, and this is basically all the moves that you have. I've actually unlocked slots that I could use. Do I even have any extra moves that I'm not using? I do not think I do, actually. Yeah, I need to unlock more combat moves before I can even use any of these. Actually, no, I have this. Yeah, see, that's not available. Do I have anything else that doesn't have a check mark next to it? I'd like to have more moves in my arsenal. You can't go wrong with having more moves. You know what I mean? You also have these are your alternative attacks. So your attack sequences, basically, you can see here that they'll start you in one stance, they'll start you in the front right stance, or they'll start you in the front left stance. And if you use them enough times, if you have them set up correctly, you'll switch stances. And so basically, the perfect combat deck is going to be one that you can fluidly chain, that you'll have each attack sequence linking into another attack sequence. Ideally is what you should have. And it's really complicated, and it's really technical, and it's really difficult to get the hang of. But once you get the hang of it, it's amazing. So, yes. So you can see that here, like, you'll start in the front left stance with your alternative attack, but you'll end up in the back left stance. Or here, you'll start in the front right, but you'll end up in the back right. If that makes sense. So your alternative attacks can do that too. But your attack sequences are going to be the main thing that you're going to be using to get in and out of sequences. Because nobody wants to hold down the right trigger and the right stick to switch stances manually. You can do it if you have to, but you shouldn't have to, is what I'm saying. So that's your deck. I want to try out my new move. What's my new move? So it's front right. I'm not seeing it. Oh, that was it. You can see it's like a jab. Yeah, it's that red jab. Yeah. So I mean, I guess it's one extra punch. So that's how that works. There's also tips that it gives you. It explains what perfect attacks are, which are the lines, the golden lines on the stamina bar. If you time your attacks perfectly, you'll have no attack recovery. You'll be super fluid, and you'll have no like It's hard to describe. There's basically a certain amount of frames that you can hit a person in, and this will remove the amount of frames that you can hit a person in. They explain shards, they explain powers, weapons, durability of the weapons, disarms. If you have a weapon equipped, which I haven't explained disarms yet, if you have a weapon equipped and you take enough damage, you will drop the weapon, which is dangerous. If you drop the weapon and the other person can pick it up, which is not good. So you should avoid taking damage if you're going to summon your weapon, is what I would say. So yeah, I think that's everything. I mean, I may just keep playing and try to talk for a little bit and see if I can get to the next boss, because that would be interesting to show on camera, I think. So I may just do that because we're hitting. My Audacity says that we're pretty far along. These are items too. Rider elbow pads, new elbow pads for me. Yay. What do they look like? See, they're even better. So as you progress through the game, you'll see cairns. Enemies have a chance to drop whatever they're wearing, that sort of thing. So you'll also most of what you're gonna get is gonna come from cairns, and those glowing dots that you saw. I think we're leaving the forest. I think I'm going the opposite direction. Is this right? There is like no direction in this game. You have to figure out where you're supposed to go. I'm just that's what I'm kind of upset about. Oh, good, another altar. All right, well I guess I'll do something here. Cool. Oh Jesus. Okay. So obviously you want to be aggressive enough to break their guard and not have them not guard as much. But if you're too aggressive, they'll probably learn your attack. You need to be careful of who you're fighting against too. First off, you'll run out of stamina, which is not good. Obviously, stamina is a weird system in this game. I don't think it's handled right, but that's just me. It'd be weird if your stamina just regens so quickly that you never ran out. But I don't know. Cillian chest armor. That sounds kind of cool. Never mind. I like my long flowing robes. You need to be careful of who you're fighting, because you need to keep in mind that your enemies also have a style. Some of your enemies will be able to parry you. Some of your enemies, as you just saw, have a dodge. Some of your enemies have the guard. You need to be careful of who you're fighting. So if you're going to be really aggressive with somebody, it's okay if you're aggressive and they're like a guarder and they can guard against you, because that's fine. As long as you don't give them a chance to regenerate that HP, you're fine. But parrying is dangerous. If they can parry you, you leave yourself wide open. And that's dangerous. So. Yeah, dodging takes like way too much stamina in my opinion. See, I hate getting fucking gangbanged like this. I'm gonna use my weapons. I have no fucking stamina. You see, you kind of have to have like a breaker attack in your kit, though, is the issue. Because if you don't have a breaker attack, you can't break their guard. So you need to have at least one breaker in your kit, I think, in my opinion. See, he's a guarder. So I know that as long as I don't run out of stamina, he's not gonna be able to do a whole lot. You also need to keep in mind that a good strategy, by the way, that I've seen is using your jabs to interrupt their strong attacks. Oh wow, really? See, I kited the mob, and he's slowly regaining his health back. So what I was talking about is if you see them charging up a really, really strong attack, you can do a quick jab and interrupt them. And some of your abilities have that on them. You can interrupt people if they're about to do a strong attack. And that's why you probably want to have an interrupting jab on your somewhere on your kit. I'm trying to get them to hit each other. Okay. So I'm trying to concentrate. Oh, he's a parrier. Fuck you. Ugh, I hate people who can parry. Says the guy who can parry and doesn't use it. I'm gonna try to parry this guy. It's a weird habit to get into is the issue. See, I mean, it's not hard to get off the parry. It's a lot faster than you think it's gonna be. The frames that you have to use your abilities, the frames that you have to do a dodge or to parry or to do your block, they're so small. They're really difficult to pull off. You have to like really like know where like what the frames on the attack are. Hey, I have new boots. See, my mobility is slowly dwindling down, but I'm such an aggressive fighter that I'm okay like heavily armoring myself. I'm okay wearing super heavy armor because I know that I'm basically just gonna like use like super heavy attacks anyway. Excuse me, sorry, I've been burping all day. Something wrong with me. I'm gonna knock this guy off the cliff. Cool. All right, I'm gonna try to block a couple of these attacks. I need to learn a couple of new moves. He did break my gloves. The other thing is that you can't, if your gloves break, you have to wait about I think 15 seconds, 30 seconds I think. You can see that there's like a red bar glowing alongside my weapon, and that's because it has to recharge first. This guy has a lot of health. I kind of want his fur coat. I hope he drops it. I'm gonna go after this girl. She's a lot weaker. Come on. That should have hit her, by the way. It's really hard fighting two enemies at once. Because there's not a fucking whole lot you can do except block and hope for the best. Come fucking... Ah! I'm trying so hard. Honestly, the easiest way to heal yourself is to fight enemies. Like, what I've seen so far is that the heal you get from finally killing an enemy is way too good for you to pass up. So. I think I was supposed to fight this guy alone, and I kind of just got into his range for some reason. You also don't dodge back nearly fast enough. Or far enough. Like, I don't think there's any point to actually dodging, in my opinion. Like, I just reflexively dodge because I'm used to Dark Souls. But, like, you absolutely probably should not be dodging. Tier Chief Armband. We'll see what it looks like. I mean, I guess if you wanted extra mobility. I'm not really interested in the mobility, though. I'm more interested in the protections that it gives you. Because it's pretty decent protections. When they obviously don't, because you have half the... See, the issue is that here, you have half the protection against blunt attacks, but you only have, like, an eighth of the weight. So that's interesting to me. But you also don't have any protection against cuts. And I'm worried about a person coming at me with a sword. I want to find a sword, though. I'm interested in finding a sword. Here's a cairn. Forest Dweller gloves? That seems interesting. The Forest Dweller set seems kind of cool. Yeah. Cool. I kind of like these gloves, though. Hardened leather or something. I think I saw a bunch of enemies down here. So I want to see what's going on over here. I heal myself up, and I'm going to aggressively attack her to get my health back. You see my health getting back? Because I have my heal stance active. I use my heal ability, and now I'm slowly healing myself on top of getting a lot of health back from hitting her. So this is the type of thing where like aggression is very, very rewarded. Don't fucking kite yourself, please. So you see that some of the bars turn blue. That blue experience you will lose if you die. But the white experience, once you kill the enemy, you lock in that experience, I think. I don't think you lose it, but I could be mistaken. What's that on the ground? I think there are holes here. Is he gonna fall down? So I mean, obviously you have to have really good reflexes to be good at this game. You have to be able to predict when the enemy is going to use a heavy attack. Like, I think my favorite thing to do is to wait for an enemy to use a heavy attack and then jab them to interrupt it. That's my favorite thing to do, I think. That's also really fun. Tear Trapper elbow armor. You see, I'm finding new stuff all the time. Tear Trapper elbow armor. See, those look kind of cool. I don't know. They have better blunt protection, but they also don't have nearly enough cut protection. I think I'm gonna keep these. What's this? Is that a club? Do I have like a club now or something? I don't think you could pick up weapons like this. Did somebody drop it or something? I don't know. It's weird. Anything in here? No? Alright. Should be a boss around here somewhere. I don't know why I can't find him. There's one. This thing's hard. Holy crap. Jesus. Wait, is this considered a sword? I think it's a sword moveset. It must be, right? Because there's no other weapons in the game. I think I broke it. Well, that's interesting. I wish it would have counted, and I wish it would have been able to get a sword. But whatever. See, usually when you're fighting enemies, if you're fighting multiple enemies at once, typically the game makes them really, really weak, which is useful. All right, I'm gonna try to parry this girl. I need to get better at parrying. See, it's not so hard if you know when the attack's coming. It just takes a little bit of time to get used to. I definitely prefer parrying over guarding though, or over whatever the fuck the Windfall was. Whatever that was. I think you can kind of dodge in place, I think, as a Windfall. It's really weird. I didn't even want to show that on camera. It's really weird. My guy was jumping in place and doing shit. I don't know what was happening. This seems like I'm leaving the forest. Am I missing a boss? Where's the boss? There should be a boss around here. Oh, is it this? Okay, I think it's this. I'm gonna activate my gloves. Oh, it's just a marked one. Yeah, the marked ones are harder than normal enemies, but they're also easier than bosses. Because I fought one boss before. Like he had minions inside of his arena or whatever. It's where I got these gloves. You can kind of hear the music though. That's kind of cool. The music's interesting. You know, I've noticed that I don't block nearly enough. I've said it before, but I don't block nearly enough. I prefer dodging for some reason. I don't know why. I should get in the habit of blocking. It's really bad how little I block. Fucking die, please. Jesus. Exhaust? That seems like an interesting ability. So the marked ones also drop abilities, which is good. Was there something upstairs? Oh no, this is the room where I fought the guys upstairs. Okay, cool. So what's down here? Alright, I'm gonna try blocking a little bit. I need to get the hang of blocking. What was that? Just doing a chopping motion? I'm gonna try to parry. Come on, dude, hit me. Hit me. Oh, that didn't work. That didn't work at all. Can I not block kicks? Or can I not parry kicks? It's interesting. Oh, this guy absorbs. How lame. The absorbers are really difficult to start off killing, because you're gonna be annoyed of how they can block damage and just get the health back. But you have to realize that they have to time their attacks really well. It just seems like the absorbs are overpowered on the NPCs, because the NPCs are designed to predict when you're going to attack. Normally the absorbs are really bad on most other characters. Forest Dweller pants. Ooh. Could get new pants. Those look kind of good. They weigh less, but I also get less protection. I'm gonna put them on because they look cool. They also match the boots. But what do I look like without my coat? See, I look kind of cool. I'd look cool without the coat, but I look cool with the coat. What about this? No. I mean, I look decent this way. I'm losing a lot more mobility. Shabu Commander Vest. I think this also came with the DLC, and this is what you start off with. Yeah, I like my robes. All right, there should be a boss in this area. I don't know where they are. They must be up that path, right? Because I've explored all these buildings. Yeah, I think I've been in all these buildings, so it must be up that path that I didn't want to go to. At least I got another marked one off my list. I'm getting pretty close, by the way, to like the end of the game, to the Hanging Gardens or whatever. So the whole thing is that to become an absolver, you're like a trainee to become an absolver. So this is the test. They basically put you through this. What was that? I thought I saw something move. So this means that I'm in a new area, I think. So I guess there was no boss there. I'm trying to be thorough. Adalian Columbary. All right, cool. I guess. Alright, I have my weapons if this is the boss. I know that one of the bosses are twins. Okay, yeah, this is the boss. This is how you know that it's a boss. It's this like a kind of like vortex thing. Is there anything I can grab here? No? Alright. I guess I'm doing the boss. I'll activate my weapons first. And then I'll try to keep shards for a heal. All right, so what's this cutscene? They have some cool armor. Oh, they're brother and sister, not twins. My bad. There is a trophy to get them to kill each other. Oh, they're not talking in the same language. Couldn't they have? Why'd they have to make up a language? That's weird. Alright, cool. I guess I'm fighting two bosses at once. That kind of sucks. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna try to get him down to as low health as possible, and then I'm gonna try to get him to hit each other. Oh, come on! They don't seem too tough. I think the issue is that people probably like actually get themselves locked in is the issue. Alright, she seems weaker, so I'm gonna get her first. This seems to be my strongest attack, is my alternative attack here. Nope, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. This one. That seems to be my strongest attack. Where is she, by the way? I don't like not being able to see her. Oh, wait. I don't have my gloves on. What's wrong with me? I can't believe they have a boss who fight two people at once. That's kind of annoying. I also don't like that you have to like hold down the. Yeah, I should get in the habit of switching targets. Okay. They don't seem too hard. I don't know why my character seems to think that I want to hit the other one. That's weird. I don't like that. Now he's fucking blocking. Jesus. I hope that these guys don't have phases like the other boss did. Because the other boss had phases. He had a phase where he summoned minions. Come on, stop blocking all my fucking shit, dude. Come on, yeah, hit each other, hit each other. Yeah. I wonder if they'll turn aggressive towards each other. That'd be weird. Ugh. I'm trying to get enough for a shard so I can heal up or something. These guys are just blocking everything. Where's my breaker attack? I have a breaker attack, yeah? Yeah, there it is. Man, you really don't have any fucking stamina at all. It feels like everybody has more stamina than me, even though I've upgraded my stamina quite a bit. It's hard for me to focus on one person, though, is the issue. Because first off, I run out of stamina really quickly, and second off, so I basically have to wait for him to get an attack in, and then beat him up, and then get... See, he's regaining stamina even though he's... I guess I'm slowly chipping away at him, so I shouldn't complain. But my gloves are going to break soon. I wish I had a sword. It would make this a lot easier if I had a sword, because swords kind of go through armor, I think. I'm doing relatively well, though. Oh, come on. Fucking... Ah! Again, not blocking at all. Oh, shit. Oh, she's a parrier. Damn it. I need to get out of this corner. I need to get out of this corner. Alright. I got this. I can do this. I have a heal, by the way. Oh, he has a sword now. They have swords. Oh, god damn it. They have phases. Why do they have phases? Why do they have phases? Oh, come on! I better get a sword out of this, then. They better drop their fucking swords. Fucking... Ah! God damn it. It's so stupid. Like, oh hey, you want to fight two people at once? And if that wasn't hard enough, they get to have swords at the end of the... towards the end of the fight. Because fuck you, that's why. See, now it's easy once one of them is dead. I definitely can't lose on a one-on-one. I'm decent enough that I can't lose at a one-on-one. At least not against NPCs, you know what I mean? PvP is a different story, but like against NPCs, one-on-one is fine. Alright, cool. So those were the twins. Alright, cool. So I got a sword. So I can fight them again, right? No? Okay, I think you can fight them again if you go through the combat trials, which are the PvP stuff. So what's up here? No? Nothing here? Alright, well at least I got a sword out of it. I'd rather have the sword actually than my fists, if I'm being totally honest with you. I'd much rather have the sword. Weighs less. It also has cutting. The issue is that it benefits heavily from damage by attack style. I'm Forsworn, so I get an S in the attack style. Oh, no wonder I'm not doing nearly enough damage. Okay, so your attack style does make your weapon do more damage. Right? Okay, so I'm Forsworn. I'm the triangles on the left there. I should get a big damage bonus from using the sword, as opposed to the gloves. Okay, what's the description on this, by the way? Surprisingly sharp, hard Tarian steel, packed on steel. Okay, but these war gloves. Okay, whatever. So now I have a sword, which is good. There better be an altar here. I need to meditate. Yeah, okay, good. Cool. So what am I missing? I think I'm missing like one marked one, I believe. I think I'm missing one marked one. What equipment do I have? Oh, I got a new ability. Exhaust. Enemies consume more stamina for their actions for 15 seconds. That's actually really good. I'm going to try it out, because it seems better than gravity. I didn't even use gravity at all during my fight with those guys. Bad Grayson. Okay, so 1 endurance, 1 vitality. That gives me, what, 0.9? This gives me 1.1. So I think for some reason my strength is scaling more than my dexterity. So I'm just gonna put 1 in each category, and I suppose that's fine. I haven't learned any new abilities, which kind of makes me upset, but you know, whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. So I don't know. I feel like that's a good stopping point. I want to keep going. I should show off. Let me leave. I'll quit the game, and I'll see if the servers are any better. If the servers are any better, I can show you guys PvP. We'll see. I'll see if these servers aren't trying to kill themselves. I would assume that like for an indie studio like this, the servers probably were not doing well. Like I don't know why they didn't, you know, prepare for the influx of players. Is it the servers? It's not me. I have internet connection. It's definitely not me because I was playing Smite earlier. So yeah, I don't know why it's not. Let me check online. Maybe I can like check online and see if the servers are down. No, I don't want to retry. I don't think I'm able to show you guys PvP. That kind of sucks. Let me check online and see if these if somebody online can confirm whether the servers are down or not. If not, I can try to troubleshoot this because I do want to show you guys PvP. It is very intense. Yeah, it looks like everybody's experiencing server drag. So I guess that's it. I mean, I could keep going. I could play this game for hours and just show you guys what it's like beating the game. But I think nobody can tolerate my voice for more than an hour, so I'm going to stop right here. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed Absolver, I'm probably going to post more content. I'll probably post the ending if I don't know. I've been recording when I play, but I just don't normally do commentary. So I may just record the ending cutscene for you guys if you guys just want to see what happens. But yeah, thanks for watching.